guys, welcome back to Ninjago News TV. Today's video is top 10 episodes. Every Ninjago episode is different, presents a new plot, introduces and features different characters. So we are going to be talking about my top 10 favorite Ninjago episodes and highlighting them and talking about why I like them. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. In 10th place, we have a Season 8 episode, True Potential, or episode 83. This episode is really awesome. The only reason why it's actually on this list is because of that amazing Lloyd versus Garmadon fight. The rest of the episode, there's nothing really going on. For one, the beginning of the episode is very slow, just containing like a few, pretty ominous scenes with Lord Garmadon scaring a few garbage workers. And then there's some other stuff like the ninja investigating and singing the Weekend Whip. All that is very cool, but also very slow. Now, however, in the latter half of the episode, when we actually do see the action starting, that is when it actually gets awesome. Now, to further add on to why the episode is lower than some other episodes, other ninja don't really do anything. However, both Lloyd and Garmadon get a lot of character development, and this episode features one of my favorite tracks of the season, which is Garmadon's True Potential. That entire music, during the Lloyd and Garmadon fight, that is an awesome soundtrack that was reprised several times throughout Season 9. Overall, this episode is really cool, but there are some things holding it back from being higher on this list. In number 9, we have episode 37, Versus. This episode is really cool, and is known for the iconic Jay versus Cole fight, and I think that leads this episode to be on a lot of people's top 10 list. For one, the episode starts out with a few fights. One of them is Kai versus Ash, which of course contains one of the main ninja. The other two are fights with the other elemental masters, but these fights are actually really well done and very fun to watch. Considering the settings varied, you had one that was just in a normal kind of outside arena, then you had Kai versus Ash at the lava falls, and then you had the final fight in that cherry blossom tree. So I feel like the choice of setting was actually very cool and helped to enhance these fights. Now, moving further on throughout the episode, we actually did see Jay and Cole, which is an awesome resolution to their subplot, that relationship that it started in Season 3, of course. Now, we also get to see Zane a bit in this episode, who finds that Pixel. I believe this is the episode where Zane puts Pixel in his hard drive, or Zane puts Pixel's hard drive in his head. I don't know, but overall, this episode was really fun, had a lot going on, and offered an awesome conclusion to the Jay and Cole arc. In 8th place, we have The Green Ninja, or episode 10, which was the episode known for the famous Green Ninja reveal. There were several awesome aspects of this episode. First of all, we got the really funny Garmadon montage scene where he, of course, moved in with the ninja and became roommates. That was really funny, really well done. Now, moving on, Kai got a lot of development in this episode. This was Kai's focus episode. He did unlock his true potential, which was not as good as the other true potential. Still fun, and more importantly, his fight with Lord Garmadon was definitely the biggest source of development for his character, Now, moving forward, it was awesome to see the Fire Temple revisited. It's always very nice to see Ninjago locations get revisited like that. And, of course, Pythor, Garmadon, Lloyd, all awesome characters. And then, of course, there's the actual Green Ninja reveal. Number 7, we have episode 7, Total Coincidence. Anyways, episode 7, Tock. This was an awesome episode, which served as a source for a lot of backstory, but other stuff as well. It kind of took a break on all the Serpentine action and showed us some other stuff, too. For one, we did get Garmadon's backstory. That was the first backstory we got of Garmadon in the series, and how he, of course, turned evil. That was really cool to actually find out. We did learn what the Falcon was, learned that the Falcon was a robot. More importantly, learned that Zane was a robot, which is still to this day one of the best and most unexpected plot twists in Ninjago. If not, I think actually the best plot twist Ninjago has ever thrown at us. Now, moving forward, we actually get that awesome flashback scene with Dr. Julian and Zane, which is one of the best scenes in Ninjago. Really emotional, really well done. And then moving forward, we have Zane's True Potential, which is by far the best True Potential out of the 4 original ninja. In 6th place, we have Return of the Overlord, episode 25, which was the second to last episode of Season 2. This episode was simply awesome. What else can I say? So basically, this was the episode where the Overlord finally does take over as the true ultimate evil of Ninjago, finally revealing that he has betrayed Garmadon and actually possesses Garmadon, which is really cool. Even a young me was actually kind of freaked out by that. But overall, this episode proved as a major source of development for Lloyd, as he actually did fight the Overlord and lose badly. But more importantly, we did get a Garmadon cameo later on in the episode when Garmadon briefly fights the Overlord's possession. This episode also was the introduction of Evil Nia and the Garmatron, both of which are super cool. Yeah, we did get a little fight with Evil Nia and the ninja, but more importantly, the best part of this episode, hands down, is Overlord versus Lloyd. In 5th place, we have The Way Back, episode 64, season finale of season 6. This episode was done so well. A lot of people are not a fan of the whole timeline being erased, but I actually like it. I feel like this is a really nice way to actually have Jay's final wish be really meaningful. Oh, and speaking of which, Jay's final wish, that is an awesome scene. Still, one of my favorite Ninjago scenes to date. It's just so emotional. And then there's Nia's death, too, which is a really unexpected twist. And it was done right also. I mean, you had a very emotional death, but also she wasn't actually killed off. And there was a legit explanation for her to be brought back. It wasn't like Zane being brought back to life, you know. But overall, this episode still was very cool, featuring some nice action scenes too, including the ninja's final stand against Notakon, and then also jumping across the sky mines. We also got some character development for Clancy, who actually turns out to be a really cool character in the end. Too bad he is a wasted character, but in the end, this episode is simply amazing. In 4th place, we have Corridor of Elders, the season finale for season 4. I felt like the season finale was really well done in many ways. Of course, the most obvious one is Garmadon's sacrifice, and let's just talk about that first. Garmadon's sacrifice was actually pretty unexpected to me, but it did make sense. As he did say in the show, and this kind of, to me at least, it's a fourth wall break, but he did say that the ninja don't need 2 sensei, which is kind of true for the most part. I mean, Wu's role definitely got cut down a lot since Garmadon became good, at least in Season 3. But anyways, moving on, the sacrifice was done really well, of course, with Garmadon being banished and making amends with Misako for, of course, and Wu for the love letter incident. Now, Chen was also really cool and all the Anacondrae, and there was some nice action too. We got to see the Destiny's Bounty 2 in action against the Anacondrae helicopters and the Rotojet, of course. And there was other stuff too, like Lloyd got a lot of character development in this episode. Garmadon's sacrifice made him a mix of angry and sad, so that was all very nice to see. And we also got to see his flashbacks, which were stellar. In 3rd place, we have Curseworld Part 2, the season finale for Season 5. I don't know where to start. Almost everything in this episode was awesome. First, you had Moro's death, which was such a well-done scene, an unexpected twist also. You know, having him just turn good at the last seconds of life, really nice. Now, moving on, one of my favorite scenes in the show is actually Lloyd's reunion with Garmadon in the end in the Cursed Realm, and that is so touching, and there's definitely a very powerful theme behind all of that. It's just such a touching theme. I can't say anything. Anyways, moving on, Nia's true potential, which also had meaning behind it, and was nice as well. Again, not the best true potential ever, but it was very cool. The Preeminent, okay, I really do not care that much about the Preeminent, just another great devourer, really. But it was still really fun to see the ninja actually facing off against the Preeminent. And then, last but not least, the Lloyd versus Moro. And more importantly, Lloyd actually, this is the episode where the Sensei Lloyd subplot is actually started. And this plot was continued throughout Season 7 and eventually concluded in the last episode of Season 7, where Lloyd officially does become a master. And from then on, Lloyd is a master. This episode is where all of that did start. To me, this is the episode that saved Rebooted. The rest of Rebooted is honestly not that awesome, in my opinion. Unpopular opinion, but that is my opinion. And this is just what brings Rebooted above Hands of Time for me. The season finale of Rebooted is such an amazing episode. I can't even explain how awesome it is. And that's mainly because of that last scene. Zane's death, of course, which is the first time we saw a major character killed off. And that's not all. There were flashbacks too. Very, very emotional flashbacks too, containing my favorite Ninjago soundtrack of all time, Zane's Death, which is a really tragic rendition, a really emotional and nostalgic rendition of the Tinkerer's or Dr. Julian's theme. Now, moving forward, we did get to see the Overlord in his golden master form. It's such an amazing design. It's a shame it wasn't really used more. I'm really in love with that design. We got to see more development for all the ninja, of course. And, of course, that ending scene, which is still one of my favorite Ninjago scenes ever, where Zane's resurrection, where Pixel finds out that Zane is alive. What an awesome rendition of Pixel's theme. Just an amazing ending and such an appropriate way to end the season. So you maybe saw this coming, maybe you didn't, but by now it's no secret that this is my favorite Ninjago episode, finale, battle, do I have to go on? But anyways, why is this episode so awesome? It's mainly because of the final battle, of course. I mean, that was Lloyd's true potential. We also got to see the Overlord in his dragon form, which is super cool. Why hasn't he gotten an Overlord dragon set yet? Anyways, all things aside, Garmon actually does get purified in this episode, which is also really cool. We only get to see him a few minutes as this purified stage, but we see him later in seasons 3 and 4. Anyways, this was, you probably know by now, but this was supposed to be the ending of Ninjago as we know it, and it's kind of a shame that it wasn't, because this would have been such an awesome ending. As sad as I am to say it, I feel like Ninjago probably will not get an ending as good as this episode. But anyways, carrying on, this episode is just so awesome. It would have been such an amazing ending for the series. And just, the final battle, Lloyd's true potential. What more is there to like about this episode? So that's going to wrap up this video. What do you guys think? What are your top 10 Ninjago episodes? Be sure to leave a comment detailing your top 10 Ninjago episodes. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share with anyone ever you know. Tomorrow, 2019 video will be coming. And of course, more videos throughout the week. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.